Okay.
Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. We'll go to single cam. Welcome to the Link Up Podcast, episode 136. Another episode, back another week. I play host, call me what you like. You know where to find us on YouTube, at Compass TV, on IG, at Pod Link Up. Another week, another day. Let's get it. To my left, to my right. Come back to her. She has on a badge. Keisha, we swap seats real quick. Got Chris over there in the naughty corner.
What Chris did?
We talk about it later, man.
Okay.
You look nice. How are you?
Oh, thank you.
I haven't seen you in a long time. What are you excited for?
You haven't what?
Haven't seen you in a long time.
Oh, that's true. You had missed me?
Jeez.
Anyway, next.
Yeah,
You had to think about that one.
Yeah, you sometimes your stepchildren just give you problems and just gotta get a couple minutes away from them.
Oh, speaking of stepchildren, I brought you something today.
I see that. Yeah.
Would you like me to present it?
Sure.
Like the good stepdaughter I am. Better late than never. That's what I always say.
We're in the month of May.
Happy birthday, stepdaddy!
Like 2 months later.
Better late than
Oh
never.
man, thank you so much. Tell you know who I said.
All right.
Oh, because you were supposed to bring it last time.
Yeah, I'm gonna message her on the side. Yeah.
So that I don't get in trouble tonight. Thank you.
Okay.
So I could get off a grounding.
Yeah. Tell her thank you, man. I appreciate it.
You're not gonna open it?
No.
It's between us. It's between me and her. It's between me and her.
When shopping up inside Reflections in the back room, huh?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know about the back room? You know about the back room at Reflections?
We spoke about it already.
That way you over there in the naughty corner. Naughty.
But Chris, well, you know what the back room at Reflections?
I see the sign. No kids under 18.
Let me finish with Keisha real quick. Keisha, how are you? Good to see you. It's been a minute.
I'm good, thank you.
You have some news you want to share with us, or you want to keep that offline?
Oh, I could keep it offline. Oh, but I have a bit of news that I could give you. Oh my God, I saw Cartel, so my whole year is made.
Oh.
So nobody can speak to me now. Boop, 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 boop. Gaza.
Whoa, gangsta.
Wow. Let me get it all in. But I'm doing good.
All right,
Thank
Tori
you.
Birch. All right, good to see you, man. Welcome back to the pod.
Thank you. Thank you for having me as always.
Okay, world boss. On
the world tour.
P2 over there? P2? P5? I don't really count. P2?
Where are we celebrating or not? I guess.
I don't know. Let's ask him. Chris, welcome to the pod. How are you? Been a minute.
Doing all right.
Got a little P2 over there. You happy about that, or
Nah.
you not with a second place victory?
Why would I?
Or no, second place victory.
It's a podium.
Second place is not
The first place loser.
Right, thank you.
First
They
place
just need
loser.
You know where I was
They
getting.
need to scrap that track.
The track is trash. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to it.
I mean, it's historic, but
So those of you
Nobody
just joined us who don't know the inside joke, everything is Ferrari with Chris F1. So his team.
we gotta explain like friggin'.
So it's been a minute, and you got all the Facebook listeners know something. Election boy.
Tell them go back and listen.
Run up the numbers. Yo, you should be happy with a P2. Come on, it's been.
Wow.
All right. Other than that, how are you? How was your weekend? What have you been up to? I know
good.
you're doing the art thing. Probably you're art guy.
Yeah, I went out for Cayman Art Week.
Ooh.
Had a good time.
Tell me what you caught.
I didn't get anything. I went like looking at everything.
As in, like, yeah, which galleries did you catch?
I heard caught and thought something totally.
I went to
Clean your mind.
I went to the Wicker. Mm-hmm. They had a mangrove exhibition there. I'm gonna butcher this name, so I just gonna say that African art store that's on the waterfront.
Okay.
The name is like what do you call there? What do you call them things? The porcupine or something like that in a different language. I don't know, something.
Oh, right.
I think that was something like that. Anyways, I forget the name of that. I went there, then I went by Mutiny, and it was all nice. Mutiny was fire actually. They flew down these street artists, these graffiti artists from Miami. They actually were well known for a lot of artwork they did in Wynwood, and they did the whole entire outside wall for at Mutiny. It was pretty fire. Ooh. Yeah, they had a whole street vibe going out there, man. A real like outside art, street vibe, music. They had some people like just doing spray painting on a blank wall and
So
stuff.
did it live?
Yeah.
That is cool.
Well, no. You talking about? Oh no. Okay.
The
So
spray painting, did they do
okay,
that?
no. They had a separate wall for everyone to spray paint on.
Oh, okay.
And then they had the big giant like facade that they did over the course of the week leading up to the art week. Yeah.
Nice.
That was pretty fire.
Did you catch any of the galleries up east? Or?
No, I did not, unfortunately. I wasn't feeling too well on Saturday.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you, do you remember the first song you ever like could recall as a child, or you ever sang, or the first artist? Is there anyone that you remember specifically?
Introspective.
Not one, but like.
You remember like the first song that you sang as a child, or nothing like that? I always told this story from the time I was like 3 or 4. There was the first artist I ever knew was Randy Travis. Right? And the first song I ever knew was Forever and Ever, Amen. Y'all know that song?
Maybe if you sing it.
I'm gonna love you forever. Forever.
Come on, karaoke boy. Put some.
Amen.
Okay, I think so.
Anyways, it was a huge hit, won Grammys and shit. But it wasn't written by Randy. Anyway, so I went to Domino's on Sunday.
Not the pizza place.
And I went to play Domino's. And my friend who owned the house said, I'm bringing over a friend of mine. I said, okay. This old white dude comes over with his guitar and sits down on the couch or whatever, introduces himself. I didn't know who he was. And he starts telling this story about when, I wrote a couple songs for this guy and it did well. And then I wrote this song in his second album and it kind of became his signature song. And then he started singing Forever, Forever, Amen.
Oh, that's dope.
That is
His
cool.
name is Paul Overstreet.
Oh, yeah. He does stuff, yeah.
And he also wrote that song that the movie Notting Hill?
Yeah, with
Julia Roberts. Hugh
and,
Grant.
Hugh
It's a
Grant,
rom-com, one of the greatest of all time. You don't know that? Jesus, Keisha.
Keisha in a culture like us, bro.
Anyway, so Notting Hill,
You heard her talking about cartel just now.
you know who Julia Roberts is?
Yeah, of course.
You know who Hugh
Pretty
Grant
good one.
is?
Hugh Grant, yes, but I can't.
Keisha, just say
Is
no.
it House?
Just say no.
No.
It's definitely a house.
Christ.
Just say no, Keisha.
I do know Hugh Grant,
No, you
but I
don't.
can't
No,
think
you
of
don't. You said
the
House.
face right now.
Anyway,
Close
there's
enough.
a song in there that, what's it? You sound something better when you silent? Something like that?
That sound hold
Hold on. Before.
You can't tell no girl that, yo.
Oh, when you say nothing at all. Yeah, that's the name of this. It was a big tune back then.
You sound better when you say nothing at all. And he over there tapping his foot. He like it. Okay.
I don't know the song.
This was a big tune.
This is not my genre. I'm an
Todd,
R&B
Todd, you
girl.
with me or Todd now?
Anyway, it was a big tune. And it was big enough.
We have better production than that too, by the way. We can actually patch it in.
Yeah, well, I can't even listen because I don't have...
His stuff. Sorry. Paul Overstreet, yeah.
Yeah, anyway, he wrote a bunch of songs, bunch of hits. Anyways, and he played like 10 songs for us. Just sitting on there.
That's so cool. That's
on
like
the
a full
chair.
circle moment.
Did he give you 6 Love too, or he just
He never played dominoes.
never played? No, that's cool though. That's dope. His
So
son is
just-
a
just-
DJ. I think his son is
Just
a DJ.
random, you know. And he's been coming to Cayman for years, since like the 2000s. Comes here to do scuba diving and stuff.
He does a music festival here too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with Sam and them did it last year. They did a thing at Hartwell.
Okay.
Paul Overstreet, Nash Overstreet. Yeah.
Yeah, man. But
So you need
Yeah.
to keep your eyes peeled, Chris.
I mean, I hit him up. He said, any back or whatever, he'd like to, come visit the chair.
And then you sing for him.
No, like come in here for an interview.
Yeah, you should sing for him.
We could do a duet karaoke, yeah, man. I'll catch you.
I about to say, I
Bruno
don't know
Mars.
all
He got
that.
Bruno Mars, like your boy.
He had a couple of wicked songs, though. He had one where he talking about, I like her just fine when I'm liquored up.
Are we gonna notice?
We're
a
starting to
theme?
see a pattern here.
Somebody say, he woman getting he nervous, but I like her just fine when I'm drinking.
So when I said that about country music, I'm wrong. But that is the theme of the popular country songs. It's like
Lots of drinking.
Lots of
yeah,
drinking.
Lots of hard
My
work.
girl left me.
Pop a top again.
Storytelling at its finest.
True.
Yeah. To be fair, I do like country music.
Since you tapped in there in your badge, I want to welcome you to the show.
Thank you. I'm excited. I told you that I was excited, and you told me not to be, but I am
He's just
excited.
a dream killer, isn't he?
Yeah.
I am. I'm keep
Just
you.
took that
Wait, you
joy.
gotta tell the listeners who we listening to.
I don't know who she is. So I just met her. Longtime friend. She's part of the RCIPS now, but
Yeah.
I first met her through Youth Flex.
Yeah.
over
Yeah. I was.
Wow,
was
20
co-host for a while.
20 years
Yeah,
ago.
we're hearing it.
Jodi, welcome to the podcast, man.
Thank you for having me. Yeah.
We come to talk about all things RCIPS.
Sure. Answer as best as I can.
So,
So that latest investigation on the no,
You
Well, you
never
have to be-
finish on
You
what?
got to be
We
more
got-
specific than that.
I don't want you to give me the political correct. You know it's under. We can't talk about that right now. So
You have a job to give her. Because
yeah, she can do the podcast PR. Sorry, Chris, you had a thing you were gonna go into real quick with Jodi. You had a question or no?
I was just going to say you're going to have provide some house protection for me. Because they're lying to people saying that we on break and we can't do no recording. All of a sudden, no, we doing recording. So people going to come. So I might have to hire you for some home protection.
Sure, you just need to make a report. That's
Yeah,
all.
man. Yeah, man.
Oh, so you're not going anywhere.
Wow.
you need to
Yeah,
dispel
man.
that myth.
They're going to come
Well-
after me now.
Make it
Victor
right.
had me out here lying to people.
Well, let me go ahead and dispel that myth. We actually have the highest detection rate in this region, 43%, which is the highest, with 20% of those incidents still being investigated. So potentially it would be higher than that.
She's in her A game right now. Man. You're not getting nothing past her today. Press keeps you pretty busy. You're like a spokesperson for the RCIPS.
Yeah, so I'm the police media officer. I work with the media and communications units. I've done that for quite a number of years now. And basically, my job is to interact with the press. Yeah.
How does that make you feel in terms of the things you hear about, like the misconceptions about the work you guys do? And knowing that you have to go out there constantly and combat this perception or this negative perception.
A lot of times, some of the things I can't even combat. Sometimes there are just some things that we have to let it rest for a while, because at the stage of, for instance, an investigation, we can't really say one way or the other. So I just, a lot of times we just have to let people say what they're saying until we have the opportunity to dispel a rumor or update on an investigation or whatever the case may be. It does put a strain on the public's perception of us, but it's just a hit that we have to take a lot of times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I could imagine you want to jump out there and...
Yeah. A lot of times, it would be so much simpler if we could just say, just one key thing. But that one key thing, if it gets in to the hands, ears, or, view of somebody else,
of the perpetrators?
Of the perpetrators, of people who know the perpetrators, because we do have a lot of enablers in our community as well.
Stop talking about them mummies out there trying to save their sons.
Didn't say that.
Keisha didn't mean it. Nah, JoJo's a sweet boy. Can y'all fix up that thing about like how y'all describe incidences that happen though? Because it'd be so super vague.
What you mean?
Like it'd be like on the Thursday the 12th, it was a male on Walker's Road. If you see anything, let us know. Like, I'm sorry, no.
Well, if you were not a person who was on Walker's Road at 12:55 on the 13th of May, obviously you're not going to know.
I might need something else to jog my memory.
But if there's something, well, we usually do say as much as we can. And we also say...
But some of them be super vague though. Like,
yeah.
it's like a riddle. Like,
Yeah.
But you have to remember that
I feel like I'm in Gotham. Like,
I will, for instance, write a press release based on the information that was provided. So a lot of times if you get a press release from me that is super vague, it's because the report came in that way.
that was one of them. We talked about it in the pod like a couple months ago. Was
it's because the report came
there
in
was
that
some-
way,
there was-
and
there
we're
was-
still working on the facts. We're actually depending on you to
Yeah,
know
to
that
do your
something
job.
happened.
Yeah, okay.
So call us and let us know what happened.
There was
and that is not you doing my job. That is you doing your civic duty. As
whoa.
Let's
talk about civic duty here. But one of them we talked about in the poll recently was it was a break-in at a restaurant and something was taken.
I saw that in the
and we read it. It was like, how I don't know how it can help. Like
all right.
I may have been on Western Road. I may have saw a car look suspicious, but
okay. So where, for instance, business places are concerned, if I was putting out, and let's say for argument's sake, a robbery report, and it was you that got robbed.
Let's use Chris.
I would not. All right, let's say Chris got robbed. Is that okay, Chris?
Yeah. Chris.
I wouldn't be putting out to say Chris from Easton, age 48, got robbed.
Damn, he's 48.
That's not Chris, relax.
He looked at
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to say that.
Yeah.
So in that instance, you have to also understand that the business in that instance was also the victim. Right?
So you're protecting their identity as well.
If I was not going to name you as an individual, I'm also not able to name the victim, which is the business in that case.
That makes sense. Understood.
Because then businesses will tend to have a reputational damage after that.
Oh, I get it.
Then,
I get it. I
you
know the banks do that too. The banks get stolen from all the time.
If we can't avoid it, we will name the place. But if we can, we tend to try.
I just wanted to help do my civic duty.
Yeah.
But nothing was coming.
But then if you know, you know. If you were there, you would know.
Yeah.
And if you know, you know. So.
Can we ask you questions about
sure
about cases that are high profile?
I can answer as best as I can.
Edit point coming.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing I would like to know about is the little boy with the Cybertruck incident. What's happening there?
The young man with the cyber. Well, that incident was the investigation into that was fully completed, and it has been with the Office of the DPP for a little while now, waiting on a review of the case and for recommended charges to come through.
Understood.
So it's completed by us and submitted.
I was gonna say, so you guys have done your part,
Yes.
and it's with the DPP now to decide whatever. So
Yeah.
I think the public should know that because
Yeah.
that's another one. You guys take the hit for that. Maybe what is RCIPS doing?
Yeah.
And who is the DPP for completion?
Sorry, it's the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. So they're basically the lawyers that go to court on behalf of the government. Yeah.
Look, she ready to go off.
Oh, yeah. You make that don't come back, I'm going to write to my MP.
No problem.
I got triggered. I heard MP and I got triggered.
Why? Oh, no.
Elections, man.
Oh dear.
My sweet.
Yeah, sorry. So yeah, press conferences.
Yeah.
Where were you? I didn't see you on the screen.
At the press conference?
Yeah.
I was there. I wasn't on the panel, but I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were some of the things you guys covered in the press conference?
So the press conference was to cover our 2024 crime and traffic statistics. So we published those statistics, and they're also public on our website and stuff for anybody who wants to go back and view. But naturally, after every publication of our statistics, there are quite a few questions that come from it. So the press conference is set up every year just to answer those questions. Holistically, all the media houses are invited and they come with their questions. Yeah.
We got
Well,
Chris. You got the invite or no?
let me explain, right? So
Because we didn't get the invite. I don't know. Check the jump mail. The jump.
I buck up on you guys at Island FM. Remember?
Yeah,
and I was
yeah.
like, well, how comes y'all never invited me?
Oh.
Touche.
Yeah. And that's what prompted you to invite me. And, if you guys do want to be on our media list, I'm happy to add you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a simple request. That's it.
So
HR?
we can be on the lookout for certain things. One.
Yeah, sure.
So crime stats.
Yeah.
What kind of position are we in? Are we in a better position than we were last year, or the previous year, 2023, or are we seeing a?
Doubtful.
No.
Very doubtful.
So honestly speaking and realistically speaking, crime patterns have been increasing year on year. several reasons for that. But what I can say is that there have been some gives and some takes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when we say increasing, or isn't it also just maybe two factors that could be included in terms of the population growing,
Yeah.
and then also mandatory reporting for certain things? Because I know that was one of the things with was it sexual assaults maybe?
Right. So, and that's what I say, that there's some gives and takes and some stuff. So, sexual assault incidents, whether it be, you know, from varying from common assault, things to do with children, domestic abuse, all of those things, and goes all the way up to rape and more. All of those things have increased. We've seen an increase in also like referrals for family matters.
Yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily have to be looked at in a negative light.
Like, yeah.
Because what it means is that a lot of people now have, one, confidence to make those reports, two, the information that they need to identify that what happened to me is something wrong and I need to report it. And in past, that a lot of times you'd find, I was on a radio show one morning and we were discussing the development of the MASH unit. And a young lady called and asked a question. She said, if I said no and they continued, but I orgasmed, is that still rape?
Oh, that poor girl. Yeah.
Right? So, you know, like there are those questions that are still out there, and I feel like people have more information now, they're more empowered, and that is the reason why there are more reports in those areas. Yeah.
I had a friend of mine at the MOSH unit, and was saying that the first week or two of school is always rough because when the kids are coming back from the summers, mandatory reporting on the teachers, they're picking up on behaviors and seeing things, hearing things, and then there's a spike in reports.
Yeah, and you know what?
because of the-
And we're grateful for those reports because a lot of time school is the only outlet for some children.
Facts.
So you don't know what they're suffering during that summer break where they don't have, you know, school to talk to somebody to say that, you know, this is happening. So you do find that after that long break, there would be a spike in reporting because they finally have somebody to talk to. Yeah.
Heavy. Sorry.
Yeah.
Chris, you good?
Yes, sir.
Your link up cup, your basket.
Well, I was gonna ask if since I'm a guest, like, do I get like a
Do you get swag?
Yeah.
Speak to HR offline.
HR is the answer for everything. Who's HR?
You see that? Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna tell you who HR is
Who's HR?
offline.
Let's see what we can do for you, man.
Yeah.
But crime stats have increased.
Yeah.
But we say
Some-
you have to
some
look at the
things,
numbers
yeah.
with a give and take, right?
Yeah, some things.
What are some of the things?
So there has been, unfortunately, a reduction in, for instance, traffic summonses, which means that our traffic production has gone down,
I saw that one.
but our traffic accidents have increased, and there's a direct
Correlation to that. Yeah.
right? But
But
No,
also,
no.
no. Oh, sorry. You first.
Nah, you go ahead. Cool.
there's been a decrease in firearms-enabled crimes, but violent crimes in general has increased.
Oh, well, yeah, people anger. We can't afford to live here. But hold on, stick a pin. Back to the traffic accident. I think, too, that it could be all the different nationalities. Like, people come here and they're not really used to driving, like, on the left. So, like, that is happening, too. And I seen where
Not just the
people
left. They're not used to driving, period.
that, and then I seen where people, like, they'll see me coming. And when I hear, then that's when they want to put, like, sir, mom, no. Like, you need to wait. Your discernment is way off. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know where they coming from.
There's so many different things, but let's talk about the fact that there's also like a blatant disregard for
100%.
the
100%.
traffic act, for the road code, for
Wait a
signs
minute.
and
There's a road
signals.
code.
I was just gonna say, yeah. I was like,
You don't know about
You know, like you know that little book that you read in order to take the test.
Yeah, but after we get it,
Let's not disregard.
throw that book away, yo. You pass
Such
it
a
on for
blatant
generations.
disregard, you know what I mean? Like
But let's talk about it real quick. So one thing y'all touched on Y'all said there's a lack of resources. We don't have the manpower and time and resources to put people out there in the street.
Yeah.
To do traffic.
So not necessarily that we don't have the manpower. What it is though is that because of all the increases in the other areas, sometimes we've had to supplement officers from one area to the next. Traffic was not necessarily one of those things from last year, from the 2024 year, but the numbers for the traffic staff had been dwindling from before based on general attrition, people coming and going, and promotion.
Y'all moved O'Connor or what?
He was promoted to sergeant.
Yeah, that's good. A lot of people, they were happy for that one. they were. Let's be.
But let's be
I don't
honest.
know who that is.
A lot of people got tickets from O'Connor. Come on,
Two of our top producers, O'Connor include.
Exactly. They say
A few actually.
My
A few of our top
boy
producers
say O'Connor got him twice in 1 week.
They were promoted.
Got him twice in 1 week. Just be waiting for him with the gun, like boom. All right, come on.
Well.
They were happy to see him go get promoted.
But then you got a ticket, and let me tell you something. Speeding tickets are not cheap in the Cayman Islands.
We know.
Yeah, we know.
It's $20 for every mile over the limit.
Wait. What do you mean you know? You don't know nothing about no speeding tickets.
Right? $20 for every mile over the limit.
I've seen some of the officers get a little. Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
God forbid it's in a school zone, because then it's 40.
Oh,
Keisha lying.
Right?
Hold on. We pause.
I am not lying. I told this story already. I got 2 speeding tickets in 1 week, one of which being on Mother's Day in front of my mother. So next, back to you, Jody. I don't know who you're talking to.
Was he?
Moms couldn't get you the ticket?
No. The woman look at me and say I should be ashamed of myself. What are you over there saying, Jody?
It was a woman.
Exactly
Yes.
that. That's what I'm
The
saying.
police officer?
Yes.
Oh, that's why. I'm talking about something different.
But
The
exactly
one
that.
give you a little, like,
Because they're not cheap.
No.
They're not cheap. So you got one on Monday.
And by Sunday.
Friday, you're still speeding?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got places to go. Yeah.
You're speeding outside of
It was Mother's Day. She was trying to catch the brunch. Where you were going?
Shut up. Home.
See, you were trying to get home. Yeah.
But to Jody's point,
speeding outside of your economic bracket.
Yeah.
Clock that.
You know what I mean?
Clock
Like,
that.
because I tell you one thing, I ain't giving the government $1 out of my paycheck for no tickets. No.
They get 900 out of me one time.
Police officers get speeding tickets.
Yes. Yes, we do.
Point to me on the
Yes, we do. Let me tell you something. You
Point
see
to me on the camera.
You see the officers that work at the Traffic and Roads Policing Unit. They are not partial to anybody. Nobody. I think that if Shamar pulled over his mother today, he would give her a ticket.
She deserves one if she's speeding. Yes, as we found out.
Shamar would give his mom a ticket. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
But sometimes though, I will say like they be a bit jumpy to like give out like the tickets because
that's their job.
No, but there was this one time where
That's
like
literally their one job.
They got quotas.
I'm gonna give you a
Get in some more tasks then.
scenario. So
They want to investigate all the traffic accidents too, and if I don't want to investigate traffic accidents, you best believe that I am giving you a ticket for every time you speed.
Yeah.
You never got off a ticket, Keisha?
Of course I did. That's what I about to
That's
start.
what I was trying to get to.
I didn't get it wasn't my ticket. I got my friend off of the ticket because I was a witness. So anyway, back to what I was saying.
Yeah.
So tell the story.
Yeah, tell the story.
I'm about to tell it.
Tell us what Annie did. Tell us what Annie did. No, go ahead.
Annie.
I'm joking.
So we're on our way to the Eastern District,
Shout
we're
out to
driving
Gabs.
or whatever. Exactly.
That's the Gabi man.
And when you get around the little bend to go to Town, they stand up there sometimes. The police are standing there because people speeding to go around there. Anyway, there are 2 cars ahead of the car that I was traveling in. The police car let all the other cars by and stop us and say, "Oh, we speeding," and we were like, "Can't be," because there was actually a car stopped where in front of the 2 cars, so we couldn't be speeding because we got stopped to let that car on. And then, like I say, there are 2 cars ahead. So how you reading the speed of us? Anyway, it was dismissed, as I said, because they could. Apparently, you guys can't prove what car once you use the speed gun. There's no way to say what car it is, or there's a lot of ambiguity around it. So they were able to let us off, but
You went to court?
I had to, because they wrote the ticket.
Not guilty.
So
I see over there.
but because I was there and could contest and say that didn't make no sense because there are 2 cars ahead of us. So how are we gonna speed? We can't go farther than the cars that are in front of us.
How much was the
so
ticket?
If we're gonna get a ticket, I don't even know.
Oh,
Yeah, we wasn't worried about it because we wasn't paying it.
you donate to the government. Man.
This
Faced it.
So no, but my point to that is that like they shouldn't just be so jumpy to just be giving out tickets. I get that it is their job, but they need to do that within reason. And it's stuff like that why people have those like connotations, those negative connotations against like the police, because they feel like, oh, you being targeted,
Especially around Christmas time, but it's not a revenue earner in that sense. It's a deterrent for safety.
But the public doesn't see it that way. The public looking at it as a revenue thing for the police force.
Okay, so let me ask you this. If you live in the Cayman Islands for any number of years, I guarantee you that you know somebody that's lost their lives on the road.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably tops 3 years. If you've lived there for 3 years, you know somebody that's lost their lives in the road. So last year we had 11 fatal collisions, 14 deaths. Do you really and truly, after hearing those numbers, believe that traffic officers should ease up?
I'm not saying
on
they
driving
should
behavior?
ease up, but I'm saying that they need to do it within reason. You don't just be giving out tickets for ticket's sake. Like,
But what is a ticket for ticket's sake?
in that
Because
scenario,
we
you
work-
can't give out a ticket if you're not speeding.
right? And that's my point. How could we be speeding with 2 cars ahead and we had to stop to let
Because
a car out?
all 3 of them are speeding.
No, exactly. But he didn't. But the officer didn't stop us.
he
didn't
can
stop
only
them.
stop one at a
can only
time.
stop one
Well,
at
he
a
didn't
time.
get that money that day, so
Yeah.
And that's fine, and it's
All
and
three
you
of
are
them were
absolutely
breaking
within
the
your
law.
right to go and contest a ticket if you think that you are in the wrong. But at the end of the day, I will never tell a traffic officer, yo, ease up on them speeding tickets now, because when we're out here clocking, the highest recorded speed for last year being 109 miles per hour. 109.
On which
Where
was that?
I don't know the road.
Oh, they were moving.
But it's in the statistics. It's in the crime stats.
Yeah. I didn't know Chris
You know what I mean?
could get that
109.
fast. 109.
Like the highest speed on the island is 50.
may I ask who
speed.
is responsible for like sharing with like the public like road safety,
Me.
so to speak? No, not just you. Like what
Sharing?
yeah,
Like what?
like what department? Because I feel like we just need like a revamp.
Of
We've had a lot of them though. We had Street Skill, we had Mott Save, all these
Yeah.
different groups that pop up over
Share
the
the
years.
road.
A
Yeah.
lot of campaigns when Rotary
lots
does
and
things.
lots of campaign. Now we have the National Road Safety Strategy that's going on currently.
but to her, but
which is what? Because you guys saying this, but I guess I haven't recognized it. You guys saying this, but I don't
Yeah, but
recall.
the information is out there. It's what people want to pay attention to, though, because, for instance,
but it's not sexy too though. It's not gonna be news that is on. It's not gonna go viral.
But neither
it's PSA type information. It's a radio commercial. It's a ad on the IG.
Well, then maybe they gotta change the way that they
Like what?
get in reaching
so
out.
for
to the
instance,
to
so
the
let me tell you. So
community.
I collab with Everything 345 all the time.
and they still posting accidents.
Yeah.
So it's not working.
Right?
I'm not
But
trying to
that's
be.
my point. That's my point.
No,
because you're saying
no.
that you guys have all these programs. I've never heard of them.
No, but
you know
I-
the only program I've heard of, the Winter Guardian one. I think I had that last year Christmas.
We have it every Christmas.
Well, there
Yeah.
you go. It's because I
Nah,
read it
but
in the
Keith,
paper
what you
and I
mi-
was like, oh, okay.
Nah, but what you missed.
I didn't
Keisha.
know all
we
these
put things in the paper.
operations.
Keisha, I don't know.
Like,
I
the
don't know
things are
what
out
your
there.
algorithm be like, but you be missing out on enough news.
Clearly.
Yeah, no, I mean it.
But I am obviously not the only one because the people are out there still speeding.
The
No,
crux of it is,
it doesn't matter what you saying. It doesn't matter the information you put out there. We have a culture here of speeding and drinking
yeah,
and driving.
Yeah, and that's the crux
So
of it.
what I'm saying is, no matter how much money we invest into more informational, we still have a culture here that is.
Yeah. It's so much bigger
Well, we
than
need
just
to hold the bars
we
accountable then.
cannot enforce ourselves
The
out
bars?
of
Yeah, in Canada, the
Yeah.
bartenders,
Yeah.
if you go outside, if you go and have a fatality,
And it's
they get
feasible.
charged.
But we have
And
it
it's
here.
feasible.
We've had it here too, though.
It's
NDC has done
feasible.
it. It's called
Yeah.
tips.
Yeah.
The
It's
bartender's supposed to
feasible.
cut you off.
Yeah. But that is a program, a training that trains bartenders on when to know when to stop serving,
Okay.
right?
Understood.
But at the end of the day, whether the legal limit is 0.07,
Then
it don't really mean nothing to any of us, because at the end of the day, I can drink 1 beer and be over 0.07. Victor can drink 3 and he's still under. You don't know.
Appreciate it. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? You don't know. You don't know what alcohol is going to do to your body.
Yeah.
So if you go out and you know that you're going to drink, find a ride.
I felt for your commissioner though. I really
Fine,
felt
right.
for him in his comments when he said that we dropped the limit, or we made the threshold.
Yeah.
Yeah. From 1 to 0.7, and we haven't seen any change. And it's
No.
like, we could have told you that.
63% of the DUI arrests that were made in 2024 were double the legal limit.
We overachievers.
And 25% was 3 times that limit. And the highest recorded one was 0.316.
Oh, that person needs an award. 3 point.
That person
That person's
needs some
alive.
blood in his alcohol.
That
or
person's
her
alive?
Alcohol. Yes.
3.1.
3.16.
Proper.
You understand what I mean? Like, the culture
That person
is
from
in
Barton. That person from Barton too.
the real culture is in the over access of things, in
Yeah.
the over excess of things.
All you can drink, bro. Brunch. You know what I mean? Keep it flowing.
So when the speed cameras come in,
Yeah, I can't give you a timeline on that, but we are very, very supportive of that. Very, 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 very supportive of that. Obviously, it's an infrastructural change. It's not just a change or a development that is going to be easy to do. There's so many different aspects of that you need to consider.
Legislation.
You know,
everything.
legislation, whether or not you're going to open a whole department, to facilitate the tickets, the mailing of the tickets, whatever the case may be. But it is something that we're very, very supportive of, and hopefully once it's implemented, that it'll help with that driving behavior and culture. Hopefully.
and I need put enough of them.
Yes.
People are already nervous on the Savannah
I
bike
don't give a
path.
shit
Yeah.
what they're nervous about. Put enough of them around.
I would agree. I have
Have
a
them
friend
scared.
Well, you gotta.
Yeah.
I think
Pull out your
that,
yard too fast.
I have a friend that told me that he drives according to what he can afford to pay for a ticket, which means that he doesn't go over the limit. Yeah, because he can't afford to pay any of it. Yeah.
Well, if people would use that logic, then yeah.
Yeah.
If people would think about it that way, like every time you speak, you have to
I
pay
mean,
the government money.
the easiest thing to do, which would be the most unpopular, but sometimes you gotta make unpopular decisions, and start putting speed governors in cars.
What's that?
where you
It
can.
limits the speed that you can drive.
Oh, like in the actual car.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's the most unpopular thing.
Well, no, the most popular thing
You'd be a
to do-
one-term politician, but
Fair enough.
I bet you save some lives.
No,
Absolutely.
the best thing we could do is just get cars that don't go over 50 miles per hour, because it beseeches me that we have cars that go all the way to 100 miles per hour, but there's nowhere in the world that you can drive like that.
Government could fix that too. Bring in more Honda Fits.
Yeah,
No, Anna could barely.
What?
that's such an unfair start though. Like the Honda Fits, people saying that they crash one. It's all because it's the probability. They have more Honda Fits in general.
Yeah,
And
if
then
you
it's the-
also consider the type of drivers.
Mhm.
That's what I was
gonna say.
gonna get into that too. They're
Yeah.
usually people.
But
They're learners.
I
It's their
think
first
that mechanically speaking, I think that there were studies that were done because of the frequency of the Honda Fits being in accidents that shows that there are some unsafe factors.
I mean, I believe that.
I don't think so. I think it's user
I got one of the safest Honda Fit
No,
drivers
the one
right
user
here.
ever.
User error. Listen, I saw a picture posted, I think probably on Everything 345, one of those channels, and the Honda Fit was inside the columns of a building.
What?
Yeah, as if it was parked in the walkway.
Well, let me tell you how that happened.
Oh, you were there?
No,
Chris are there.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was like you were there.
I'm just gonna say, going too fast,
Oh,
hit a corner bad, went up the building. I don't know what more you need than that. No matter, you can put that driver in a different car. They gonna find a way to put it in a light pool.
Oh, while
Oh
we
my
on
God.
the roads,
Put it in like,
while we on the roads, I would
But
like
it's
to
the
make a PSA.
like
It's true,
like
it's true,
like they won't blame the car.
that's what I'm saying is
The person driving the car going to crash it no matter what. You put them in whatever they gonna put them in.
Yeah.
They'll find
Or
a
it
way to
would
crash
be
it.
whatever. Yeah, yeah.
especially people who can afford those cars right now. They're usually people
Yeah.
who are coming from these countries where they don't drive. This is their first license.
Yeah.
Well,
And also younger drivers as well, because it's the insurance is a factor, right? So the engine size of the vehicle allows you to be able to
Get coverage.
get coverage and all that kind of stuff. So first time drivers, a lot of first time drivers are driving Honda.
well, I will say,
Yeah.
you know, my car gonna soon be like the last of a dying breed. So
What's
I'll
your
ha-
car?
Honda Fit.
you know,
Don't get it.
ever-
He got a rich boy one. He got
Ever-
electric. He got a. It don't
Equal.
make
No
noise.
noise.
You press a button. It goes. Zoom, zoom,
How it go?
zoom, 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 zoom. He just pulled out to y'all.
I'm getting the last of dying breed. The more I see crash, I'm like, well, you know, might start going up a bit
I can't.
We say your value going
I
up in your
can't
car
with you.
when you ready to sell it.
because you can't bring in no more.
More.
Yeah.
So you know, the Honda Fits will no longer be a problem soon enough.
It gonna be, but it's gonna move to another car.
I gotta have enough spare parts though.
It always the Honda, and then you ease up off the Honda is what it sounded.
Well, it's
to me.
just the, you know, it's just a
I drive
popular
a
car.
Honda.
Anyway,
Let's talk about that Linford Pearson roundabout that you're talking about. Nobody's nervous on that roundabout, Victor. Nobody's nervous on it because you know what they're doing?
they're taking the wrong lane.
They're coming on the outside lanes.
Where's the traffic
Right?
department?
They're coming on the outside lanes, and then NRA was so kind as to put down those little
The training
separators on there.
The training wheels.
Right. And they're cutting in between the exit access to go into the inside lane on the roundabout.
doing stupidness.
Right?
Right.
And yes, where is the traffic department? Let me answer the question.
She got
The
time
traffic
today.
department.
Why y'all give O'Connor a promotion for? Get back out there.
She got time today.
The traffic department is responding to the 3,253 collisions that took place every year. That take place every year. Right? And we're less than 20 and we work on a shift. Right.
so you
That's
need-
what we're doing.
So you need more staff to through them?
It takes an officer probably close to like 2 hours to deal with one accident, especially if it's an accident where the vehicle can't be moved because they have to respond. You know, they have to assess injuries and all these kind of things. They have to take information, and then they have to wait on the tow truck to come remove the vehicle, all of that before. So 2 hours that officer is off the road, and we have an average of 10 to 15 accidents a day. 10 to 15 accidents a day, 62 collisions a week.
Keisha, you know what I mean?
What?
Stop blaming police. We are the problem.
No, I not blaming them.
Now
You heard me blaming the people.
The royal
people.
you or
Them
the
idiots stopping on the
metaphor.
roundabout. They are a big.
I know,
part of
and
the
I know,
problem.
like, and it's not to absolve us from any blame, right?
No, we
because
are
I'm
to
sure
blame.
that there are things that we can absolutely do different.
Yeah.
But if we're taking from some place to put into the traffic department, we're taking them from some place.
So,
You know what I mean?
So that
what
putting
you're
another-
saying is that you need to have more staff.
We do absolutely need more staff. Absolutely. We are at the same staffing levels that we were at.
XYZ, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what gets me with government too, is that people hear certain figures and they think, oh, we're doing good or this is what it is. And it's like, actually, a lot of our departments and our organizations are running at,
So you
At
need
capacity?
you need to hit
At
up honorable
capacity.
premier and be like, yo,
yeah.
We have
But also to make them pay though. I would, if you do things like increase tickets, use that to help fund the traffic department.
say $60 over the limit per mile.
Yeah.
Well, I mean-
get aggressive. Yeah.
Do something. Yeah, right now we're.
We also need a driving
but
school
we
too,
don't,
though.
We don't make the legislations, you know,
But you guys can lobby.
You enforce it.
You guys can lobby
and
for it.
we
though.
make suggestions
Recommendations.
and recommendations when we are consulted. A lot of time, you know, it
See,
depends
Vic
on
have
the
a
consultation.
recommendation.
What?
A driving school.
Oh yeah, points. The point system.
See?
Yeah, you get points. Yeah. Cause what gets me too is like people do things like I see people do like 360 turns in an entrance of a main street, like just.
Oh, you know where they like to
That
do
shit
that
gets
U-turn
me.
out by A.L. Thompson by the Humane Society.
Yeah, right there
They
by
like
that
to
little-
bust
There's
that U-turn
literally a
around that.
sign that says no.
Don't do that.
U-turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
There's literally a no U-turn sign right there.
I don't want to beat her up. But, yeah, I was right with somebody. It was like, we mean I can't turn here? We always should turn here.
And see that
I was
part
like,
of the
that a
problem.
problem?
They
Is
got
it part
this
of the problem?
mindset.
You know,
Yeah.
We've
you know
now
what, you know,
changed that.
you know what I hate the worst? And I sometimes I just want to pull over in the middle lane to stop them. Is anywhere there's a turn-in lane, and there's traffic. There's always some smart ass that's speeding on that middle lane trying to beat the traffic.
Oh, what I mean?
You know how many times I just want to pull out that middle lane just to stop them?
Don't do that, because then you have another accident reported that you have to attend to.
You know what? Justice would be served.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and where we have the capabilities, we will do it. So sometimes you will see us on that roundabout. And anytime we're on that roundabout, yes, the traffic flows better.
Better. Yeah.
So before
Yeah,
but presence,
Can't always be there.
but presence is a big thing too, though. That
Yeah.
does help. That's a deterrent. When I'm speeding on South Sound Road and I see y'all ahead, I'm like, I'm cool. I'm gonna relax a little bit.
Yeah.
Or when I get
When
low-
I'm speeding, he say,
yeah. We all come on. We all speak. Keisha, don't look.
Oh,
Come
me.
on.
I plead the fifth. The police is here, and I will not be.
We're not speeding. No, you can't get a retroactive ticket.
I don't care.
Anyway,
Jodi, I have a question.
sorry. While we here,
cool with
hold on. While we here, 'cause I was on the bypass the other day. While we here, shout out to the people who still flash your lights. You guys,
Let us know.
you guys are the unsung heroes of this generation.
The
and we
enablers.
need you.
Remember
No,
we
not
were talking
enablers.
about enablers
Not
before?
enablers.
Yes, they are. They're
Nah,
enablers.
give us a little flash. Let us know what's
enablers.
going on. You know what I mean?
Absolute enablers, because they're
You're trying to save me $600.
contributing to poor driving behavior.
That's true. That's true. Two
I
things can be
support-
true. They are unsung heroes, but they are also enablers.
I support
will give you
the
that.
RCIPS, man. They did me well.
What do you mean? Oh, Jodi, while we're on the speeding thing, sorry, another thing. You gotta tell your officers not to step out onto the road. The next one that do that to me,
But you wouldn't call.
Tell them
You
not
wouldn't call
to
the
step
speed.
out.
You wouldn't call the speed and just know.
But
But you
if
talk to
you
hitting
were-
an officer.
If you were speeding,
No, I just think for their safety, that's not smart. I think.
well,
Personally.
I mean, well, how are they going to stop you?
What do you mean?
How they
Then they
supposed
not
to
got me on the speed gun. Just write the ticket and go and mail it in. I don't know.
No, we don't have that
I don't-
infrastructure.
They don't have that yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
you
All
have
right,
to stop.
fair.
Yeah, so when you see the officers and they are stopping you because their device is a laser device, I think it probably like 25 to 50 feet or
okay.
something like that. So they've seen you from a distance. So when you see them come out and lift them hands, please to slow down and
Well, I'll say this: in the U.S., it's a law. You have to move over lanes. So I kind of practice that here. If I see a police officer in an XYZ lane, first thing I'm gonna do is go over the next
Yeah.
lane. That's a good practice.
No, I just see it in passing, and I
Right.
just think for their safety,
So-
they're not smart.
so-
that they walk
so,
out in front
yeah.
of a speeding car.
you know, it's funny that you raised that because
Is it really funny?
places
She being
to
I'm
do
teasing.
speed traps, for instance,
I heard about
is
that.
also an issue for us.
yeah, that's good.
So,
That's good. Actually,
Let's talk about Linford Pearson. The outside lane of Linford Pearson is a cycling and pedestrian lane. We can't park there,
That's good. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
right?
Yeah.
We can't stop there. There's nowhere for us to stop on that street. So yes, the police have to park them car round the corner and walk out to the main road in order to issue tickets on that road.
Okay.
And that road, Shamrock Road, Esterly Tibbets,
Yeah, man. Speeding. Yeah, man.
That's
Dangerous,
the- yeah.
dangerous, yeah.
SUV can
that's
pull up
where
on the
we
curb,
get.
man.
That's where we get all of the serious collisions.
So y'all can't just take photos of the license plate and just mail it in. I'm being an ass, but like, yo,
but-
it's time to get creative. It's time to.
If the officer is able to record the license plate, if they, when
Write
the
it
vehicle
down.
passed, it didn't stop, whatever the case may be, they witness, they can proceed.
just get the camera up
Can
and
they, I was
record.
gonna say,
man.
can they
But
not
do you
just
know?
pull the
But do you
traffic?
know how many?
They're not, yeah.
Do you know how many vehicles are out here that are sold by the owner? The owner signed
Yeah,
the
man.
document to transfer it, but the person didn't take it in to get transferred, and so that vehicle is now being driven year in year out by somebody
Years?
else under somebody
Yep.
else's name.
Yeah.
Years. Wow.
I sign a lot of those transfers
Never been
and I
in-
tell them go and make sure you bring the person.
Never
with you.
been insured since that transfer
Yikes.
or that purchase.
But they need to be
So
under the
many
jail,
of
though. Those people like that need to be under the jail.
Yeah.
They need to be.
Yeah.
Because also, too, you're robbing the country of the taxes that
Yeah.
help pay for the
Absolutely.
infrastructure, the roads,
yeah.
the lights,
Yeah,
all that kind
absolutely.
of stuff.
But there's so many of those.
So since we're here real quick, because I want to bring it back. Well, I want to be jokes too, but you said the crime stats are up.
Yeah. So
Some of them.
Yeah.
It's about to be summer.
Yeah.
Right now is May,
Mm-hmm.
and the sun is already
Sweltering.
crazy.
Yeah. 41 days.
A very important thing that we need in this country is tint on vehicles.
Mm.
And one of the things I used to hear was that it's a deterrent for crime.
Mm-hmm.
The number's still going up. We
Yeah.
can't get a blight.
So
We need tint, bro.
I like
Vic, you
I like
just
how you
lying. You
brought
want
up-
Tint to be masked off and hiding.
how you brought
He don't make it lie to you. He want to be incognito.
I
If
like
you
how
running mission, he want to be incognito. With
Just to
Tint.
let you know, I do a podcast. There's nothing incognito anymore.
you know,
It's the
a lot
worst.
of people like there are so many times when an officer will stop somebody for tint, and the first thing they do is, you don't have anything better to do. That's the first thing that they say, right? So you don't have anything better to do, go and solve some real crimes. You know, so many times that we hear stuff like that. But I think that because, you know, the issue is in such a distant past that we forget that the reason why that tint law came about is because we were having gang violence that was transcending through districts, and people were transporting weapons in their dark vehicles, and persons that were wanted by the police in those dark vehicles. And that is how the tint law came out in 2011, when we had 5 murders in 1 week in September. That's why the tint law came about. That is the reason for it. So yes, it is hot, but that 35% is going to have to work.
Nah, man, we need a little bit more. We need a little blight, man. Yeah,
35% on
we have
front
we have
two,
exemptions
15
in
the back,
blight, so all
you know
kind of
what I mean?
things.
It have to work that way because these are the realities.
Also, I will say it is really not safe having really dark tint on your front
No.
windows.
If you have to
Because-
wind down the
because
window to reverse,
You said
it is
front,
too dark.
Yeah, front. Yeah, I agree.
It
with
is
the
too
front.
dark.
Yeah, it is way, and you got to pull out in the road. You got to put on your window to pull out the road.
Yeah.
That is
It's too
definitely
dark.
not safe.
Too dark.
They could give us a little 20. Stop that.
Like I said, we're not the legislators. We enforce what is provided for us. So
I know
yeah.
who I need to speak to, man.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Call my MP.
guns getting carried in regular vehicles too, so that's
Yeah.
you can't use that only as the basis.
Yeah, but we recovered 15 of them last year. So
Rah. Talk your shit, Jody. 15 off the streets.
where's the
From like the amnesty or just.
No, outside of the amnesty.
Oh, okay.
The manuses don't work, natural. Plead the fifth if you need to.
I
It's
do.
okay. Plead
I
the fifth.
do.
All
I
right, cool.
absolutely do.
All right, let's check it.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
What else, real quick? Oh, while we on road during traffic though, can we
So fucking
This is why you used to watch the Link Up podcast, okay? It's not polished. We're not. Welcome back to nah. Since you're here, real quick though, we talk about the roads before we get off the roads.
Poor
Can you
Jody.
talk to the pedestrians using the crosswalk, please?
Yeah.
Because this idea of pressing the button
And
and,
walking
stepping on right away.
Yeah.
I'm driving a vehicle. I can't stop it that far. I'm not speeding.
No.
But
Sometimes.
No, I agree.
the rules are laid out quite clearly.
And the dudes on
Yeah.
bicycles too.
If you are within the the markers, the red
45
markers,
feet. Yeah.
And
45 meters.
you
yeah.
continue going. You don't stop. And the person that's walking should wait for you to cross.
But they don't wait, Chris.
But
Yeah.
it's prescribed
Yeah,
already.
it is definitely an issue. And that one by Gab is a perfect example.
I hate that friggin' crosswalk.
It's a
Been
perfect
complaining about that
example.
forever.
People going across, they step on it, press the button, step, walk out. You're meant to stop and wait and make sure that the vehicle can actually stop before you go.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I've been on crosswalks and people pretend like them don't see me.
Same. That happened
yeah.
to me this weekend.
You know what I mean?
The sun bright because they have no tin in the car.
A Victor.
and 6:30 in the evening when I'm leaving to go
Then
home, what happens?
what happens?
Dark?
Or the tent's too dark and they can't see in the nighttime.
Yeah, exactly.
That too.
Yeah.
No, but for real,
I guess-
the
I guess-
etiquette around
Yeah.
that need to be
Yeah.
adjusted.
I guess when
But it still boils down to a cultural issue.
that's what I'm gonna
It
get
still boils down to, the things that we accept as a society. It's not enforcement cannot work us out of this problem, because we've been
No.
trying. We've genuinely been trying.
So it's like an
when-
attitude thing then.
Absolutely.
When I saw the commissioner's comments, I was like, I felt his pain, because I don't
Yeah.
know why people thought that was going to be a deterrent.
Yeah.
Our drinking and driving culture is so strong here.
Yeah.
So back to the road thing in terms of people stepping on the crosswalk, just pressing the button, us as drivers, us doing whatever we're doing. Everybody here is at fault. Like
Yeah.
we all
Yeah,
need to
all
make a
parties.
change.
Absolutely.
We all need to make a change when it comes to this
Absolutely.
thing.
Absolutely.
So they say make drink driving criminal now.
Wait,
And
always
I
has been?
think it should be.
No, it's not criminal.
No.
Wait,
It's a traffic. It's a traffic.
offense.
Yeah.
Make it
Traffic
criminal now.
offense.
Yeah,
Send
got
people
it.
jail.
I think what
They're not gonna
definitely needs
understand
to
it,
be
you know.
what needs to be criminal is causing death by dangerous
Just
driving,
driving that.
which isn't.
It's not.
It's still it's a traffic matter.
That why they not free?
You get a custodial sentence, but the custodial sentence is so minuscule that it shouldn't even matter at that
See?
point. You know
That's
what I mean?
why it is.
That is the issue. So right there, then and there, why am I going to change my behavior, my attitudes, and the things that I want to do if I'm arrested for DUI and the only thing that's going to happen is that I'm going to be disqualified for a year tomorrow I'm still going to jump in my car and drive without my license because I'm not going to get a custodial sentence for that. I'm going to be charged whatever the fine is that is decided. You know what I mean? Like the punishment doesn't match the crime. And then that same person is then going to continue to drive, probably disqualified. And if you're disqualified, you don't have any insurance. And then that person is going to cause a fatal collision on the road or a serious collision where somebody is seriously injured and your vehicle has no insurance. That means that your vehicle doesn't cover that person's medical bills.
Yeah.
Speed cameras. It's time. Everywhere.
Yeah.
For people like Keisha.
Why are we? Victor is the one who said he speeds. For people like Victor.
Yeah. He said he
Thank you.
still currently speeds, actually.
Right.
That's right.
People like Victor. Speak to him.
I learned my lesson a long time ago.
Yeah.
I got off, though.
Yeah. Did you learn your lesson?
But I learned.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had 3 tickets before that, though.
Yeah.
So it took you 3 tickets. Okay.
But no, I still got pulled over twice after that.
Oh, jeez.
So when did you learn the lesson? Sorry.
After the last time I got pulled over.
Okay.
I was doing 50 and a 40.
That not fit. That come on, 50 to 40.
50 on Spot Street.
Okay.
It was like 1 a.m.
Oh, it was 1 a.m. That's different.
There's no cars on the road.
That's
Yeah,
different.
that's
though.
the problem.
Anyway.
You look away. You look like.
Anyway, I was
driving.
doing 50 on Spot Street. I was going by some mosquito spray from the gas station.
Oh, okay, that's what it's called.
Vic, hush.
Nah, is there a new term for it?
We were in the backyard playing dominoes. We're getting bite
Mosquito
up by
spray at
mosquitoes.
1 a.m.
So I went and go buy some mosquito spray. Anyway, got pulled over.
Right, get out of here.
And the
Why
guy
you
came
was-
up to the car and, the pleasantries, good night, whatever. He pulled you over for speeding and he asked me why I was speeding. I said, sir, I don't have any good excuse.
Oh, you told us.
You got off.
Well, he was so by my answer, he didn't know what to do.
He used to play in the culture. Yeah, he used to be lying.
Yeah.
He looked at me like,
Damn, that was a good one. All right. Go
I
ahead.
don't have no
you
excuse.
go with
I
a
would just
warning.
speed. I like
How long ago was that?
2014,
Mosquito spray.
Well, yeah. So
That
I was
changed
about
it.
to say before the law was updated to the new costs, which I think it was later than 2014. I think maybe, or was it 2012? But we didn't usually issue tickets under 10 or 10 and under.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's why when he said 15 to 40, I was like,
because it was like $100 every 10 miles over the limit, right? So within that 10-mile bracket, you would be issued a $100 ticket, or 200 if you're 20 over, forever, for instance. But since the implementation of the per mile,
that's the one.
that's when, yes, tickets are yeah.
Can you give it to me?
And a lot of officers will exercise their discretion because the Traffic Act does allow you to exercise discretion in some cases.
I think he just appreciated me not bullshitting him.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Or it was
like, sorry, but I need to go home, take a shit, I'm rushing. No.
Yeah.
I just need some mosquito spray.
1
a.m. in the morning. Give me the mile. Just for reference. What's the mile overage and the fee?
It's $20.
So it's $20 for every mile over the limit. And if you're in a school zone, an active school zone, it's $40. So that doubles. Yeah.
And you could be in a school zone like that. So I don't mind, like.
Yeah. And the maximum ticket that can be issued is $500. So if you are speeding in excess of that $500, or you've doubled the speed limit, then you don't get a ticket. You get sent to court.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're at liberty for your
driver's
license to be disqualified.
Yeah, absolutely.
See, well versed now. Yeah, after 3 tickets. Well versed. Well versed.
We learn our lessons, Keisha. Some people not learn yet though.
All of what you told me.
I gonna send you his license plate. You can send it out to your boys to look out for.
Whose license plate? Victor? Victor's not going to speed after today.
Nah, hell no.
This is his license.
Exactly.
This is his license.
His car now.
I'm gonna drive Chris' car. I'm gonna borrow Chris' car. I'm gonna take Chris' car, get some tickets, and bring it back. Yeah, I have your keys right here, Chris. Yeah, take them out. So in terms of the speed cameras, I know we talked about that before. The legislation I think it's there. I don't know what's going on with it right now, but drink driving. We don't have enough cells to hold people if we were to wait out by the bars on a Friday night.
Yeah.
And lock people up. What can we do in terms of helping assist that culture?
I'm gonna be honest. Like every year in, year out, I team up with NDC for Arrival Live 345 on New Year's. Throughout the year, we run different campaigns. We do one for Easter. We do one for New Year's. We at least 3 safe driving campaigns targeting drunk driving and speeding, because those are the big tickets that cause those fatal collisions. But the issue is that it's such a broad issue, right? It's such a broad and fundamental issue in society. The first thing that we have to do is be accountable, right? As drivers, we have to be accountable for ourselves. And as passengers, you have to make sure that those drivers are being accountable for you as a passenger, because that's your safety that they're taking a risk on. And then you have to consider, well, what is the alternative? Right? What is the alternative? And let me cover this for a minute and be open. People find it hard to spend $50 on a taxi to go home.
But those are not the only options, Judy.
People find it hard, and these are some of the things that has been said to me. Like, it costs so much to get a taxi, but in the same instance, I also see them same people going to an event and buying bottles for $250.
That's why I don't have the 50 to pay the taxi. Yeah.
But also too, I've heard that I could call you guys to drop me home.
You can't. No, ma'am.
I'm gonna call Jodi.
If you are not,
yeah, so dispel it. So that's what I'm saying. I've heard that I could call 911 and a police cruiser would come pick me up and drop me somewhere.
No way.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
I know somebody that does that.
Absolutely not.
Go ahead.
Don't do that.
Because
Don't waste the resources.
If you are not a client of mine, you cannot drive in a police vehicle because our insurance doesn't cover you. It covers the driver, who's a police officer.
You said client.
Yes. And it'll cover a victim.
That what you call someone you arrest them?
No,
I got a
client.
client on the back seat.
Like his business
an
development.
arrestee.
Right. So that's why I want you to
Right.
dispel that, because there are people who
Absolutely
think that they
not.
could call the police.
Absolutely not. I could call you the ambulance if you have alcohol poisoning, and they can come and take you to the hospital
Yeah.
for some IV. Yeah, but no.
Yeah, we got to do better as on a whole, man. I think, yeah, I know, I get it from a business standpoint. Bartenders are probably not gonna want to cut people off. You're just selling drinks and you're making your money.
Yeah.
But
you
at
know,
some point, you have to
but
have some
legally.
They should be held.
Legally.
They should be held. A little,
There is legislation that covers that.
covers it.
There is legislation under, I think it is the Trade and Business Act that covers the operations of bars,
Can be held liable.
and the bar can be held liable
Fair.
for serving somebody past the reasonable limit.
What is the reasonable limit?
Well, that depends
That's
on
gonna be
the
debated.
person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So that is the issue. It's very, very vague.
I would just say yeah.
Very, very vague.
So I guess we
And
really,
difficult to-
I guess when you look at just the population explosion over the last 20 years,
Yeah.
the infrastructure needs, we need infrastructures to be adjusted. We probably just at a time where we need our legislation and all these penal codes to be adjusted as well.
But I mean, if you consider over the past 5 years, there's so many road developments that's taken place. There's been adjustments. There's been efforts made.
No, but in terms of the penalties,
Yeah.
in terms of
Well,
more awareness, about Keisha's point about getting information out there, because again, for me, if I'm hearing this is a possible punishment for doing XYZ, I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
I'm cool.
You think
I-
twice.
Yeah. But if the point, let's see your point earlier with the traffic crime versus a criminal, if it's soft or if it's minuscule, the person may be like, well, let me enjoy this all I can drink special. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but it is unfortunate, and I thought it was interesting the gripes and the comments made from the commissioner and shout out to Roger. I know Roger. Just some of the struggles you guys are having when it comes to policing, because he even mentioned like the new roads.
yeah.
That being a bit of a tricky thing in terms of assessing speeding and traffic.
Yeah. So when the roads are new, if they haven't been gazetted as yet,
Can I give tickets on the road? Plead the fifth.
yeah.
Plead the fifth. Okay,
Yeah.
got him.
Yeah.
But I
We
guess
got 'em.
The people in us in the public, we wouldn't know, because I didn't even know roads need to get gazetted. So
I know.
we're not looking at stuff like that. I guess
It's
you
not gonna
guys
stop-
know.
It's not going to stop me from policing the road.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not going to stop me from policing the road, because at the end of the day, safety is my top priority.
I know. Like, I feel real safe in the room right now.
Yeah.
You bought that life.
Yeah.
I feel like something pop off right now in this studio with Chris. Like you got us. Like you gonna.
She's going to crisis control. Like,
Yeah. She got a tool in the box. Just
Yeah.
hands up. Sorry. Anyway, Chris, you good? Basket out over there in your hoodie. P2. P2 in her.
he upset.
Get in there. Well, he didn't
Get in there, Louis.
There wasn't Lewis. So what?
He ain't saying that. It wasn't even Lewis in P2.
That's what he just said.
Yeah. Lewis Salt.
Yeah. Anything else before we get out of here? I don't want you in trouble. I want to ask more scandalous things, but I'll
No,
say that.
I mean, I'm hoping that this is one step in the right direction of making that cultural change. You know, every time that we interact with members of the public, members of the media, you know, I'm hoping that somebody takes something, you know, and make better choices.
Yeah, and I guess from our standpoint too of the influence we have with promoters and business owners,
Yeah.
like if we can probably take a little bit more onus and do something a little different,
Absolutely.
more getting back involved with like NDC and their tips program in terms of getting the bartenders
And
trained.
the tips program is still running, you know, so if you are a bartender, a bar owner, you know, and you want to develop your staff in that
To
way,
implement it and make it mandatory. It shouldn't be a choice.
9499,000, that's NDC. You can access Simon. Yeah.
Yes, that was the
Oh,
same
I must
time.
call him and tell him. Right.
No, if you're a bar owner and you want to train your staff, or if you're a bartender and you want to be trained, yeah.
But even too, like getting more creative as a bar owner, like maybe putting something in place for like partnerships with taxi services, taking
I was
keys,
thinking that too.
doing some type of rebate,
You know
maybe
what?
charging a little extra for the drinks,
Yeah.
and
You know
then
what I
taking
want
back
to
something
see?
to hold for a taxi at the end of the night.
You know what I would love to see? I'd love to see promoters, especially promoters of like the very big events,
Yeah.
providing shuttle services.
Yeah.
Even if it's like I pay, like I pay.
That's what I'm saying. You take the money up front from me in terms of my drinks or my ticket price, and you just hold back a portion of that to put towards me getting home that night, or some type of transport.
Something.
But just get creative and just let's try to figure this thing out so we can help.
Yeah. It's like I know that for NDC and the Arrival Live 345, it's only for New Year's Eve, and it's because it's so expensive. They're a nonprofit and it's so expensive. But on that night, the issue is that last leg. Because they have a route and they drop you on the route, but a lot of times they can't take you like into those inside roads to take you home. It just depends.
Okay.
And they try, they try at the end of the night, but not at the start.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
That was assault on our mic. Penal Code 365. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Hope it wasn't too bad.
Nah, it was alright.
I like this conversation because I feel like people don't like to talk to the police, but we have to.
You're not
be
supposed to talk to the
informed.
police. No.
Yes, you are.
No, you're not. No,
I
talk
wish
to
you.
the
would
You
stop-
are a part of the
especially-
problem.
Listen, yes, I wish people wouldn't say that, and please do stop telling the babies that they mustn't talk.
He
to
definitely
us.
tells them that.
Nah. Actually,
Definitely.
I was actually somewhere around sometime, and a person told my son, it was like, if you do, I'm gonna tell the police, or like something was very fear mongering. I was like, yo, nah, don't do that because we need to build confidence.
Yeah.
I joke on the fuck it.
What you over there getting defensive for?
Nah, because I
definitely
realized we got
do.
new listeners.
I was just gonna say we have to use our
And
platform.
they be on me like, yeah, you said this. I'm like, yo, guys,
Exactly.
go back to episode 7. So,
Listen.
but yeah, we got to spill the myth, and we got to spill that type of
Absolutely.
stereotype.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Now, some of y'all police, we can't.
Vic, you can't say that and
I
then
want-
say that in the same breath.
You see what I'm talking about?
Balance.
I would like to say that the RCIPS is a very professional organization, and we act with integrity. And
You coughing over?
you can
got something in your
definitely
throat?
depend on our officers.
You heard the noise Chris just made?
That was a genuine cough.
Oh, it was genuine cough. Oh, okay.
You guys are what's
I
wrong.
literally
with
over
me.
here
This
saying
is
that
showing you what's wrong with the
I
community
support the
right
RCIPS.
now.
I read the papers.
I ain't got no problems with them.
You got one or two bad eggs. Come on.
Listen. Our commissioner, on his appointment, said that his mandate is to get rid of all the rotten officers, and he has been doing
I
that.
like that. Yeah, I like that.
He has been doing that, and you would have seen what you have seen in the media and in the courtrooms and whatever the case may be. That, Yeah. So we're not 100% clean, but who is?
Yeah. Thank you guys for giving O'Connor the promotion. You know what I mean? Thank you for keeping up the good work.
Thank you for keeping our roads safe.
I had a class with him. He's very serious about his job, man,
Yeah.
and it's commendable. Like it's jokes, but it's like he's about that life. Yeah.
A lot of our officers.
So,
are.
yeah,
and
appreciate that.
I wish that more people would see more of the professional side and not just the side of it that says oh, I don't like that police because they gave me a ticket. You know what I mean? Like I wish you got to see like the hard work and the dedication behind all of that as well. Yeah. Thank you for having me. I had fun.
No. You gonna sit with us for a little bit?
Sure. What's up?
I don't know. We got a few more minutes. How much time we got, Todd?
1 hour 14.
Oh wow.
I want to ask something so bad, but they're going to be an edit point.
Nah, go ahead, bro. It's been a minute, bro. Old part back. Let's go. Old
To
part back.
me or
Let's
to
go.
Jodi? What, Oscar?
Me? What? You can ask me whatever you want to ask me. If I can
Tell
answer
me and I
anything.
ask her.
We good with the commissioner, man. We not good.
It's just a little side joke about you had some officers making OnlyFans tapes out there.
We did.
Look at her face.
I know nothing about this.
We did?
You don't remember that video?
I thought it was a teacher.
No.
Just look at Todd in the
It
bar, but
was
he
like
knows.
in the car in the lunch break.
Oh.
Cut your shit.
Oh, that one people's one.
Yeah, you can't. I just cut that out. Jeez.
I thought it was an actual OnlyFans creator.
No.
What
Oh,
are we talking about?
Not the
So confused.
offline.
hey, the officers need a little love too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You be quiet. I got you. Before we get out of here, it's been a minute. Haven't seen you guys. Keisha always looking like money.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry, the
Traveling like it too.
the podcast checks coming in.
Catch flights, not feelings. Booked and busy.
I can't wait. I can't wait to catch you a year from now. Hear how that gonna change.
I wish that you would stop with your limiting beliefs.
He's not living in
Okay?
belief.
Yes, the world is not on a budget.
My stepdaughter's
Ask
coming
the
out into the
universe
world.
for what
She's about
you
to,
want,
she's
okay?
about to be humbled.
No, I'm not. You
about
about to
to-
be
she
humble.
about to be hum- I-
Watching
I'm-
me live my lifestyle.
I coming over.
Oh, okay.
I coming over.
Are you invited?
Me and your mom come.
Don't come over without my money.
Basquiat.
So when the warming is?
When is the what?
Housewarming.
Oh, warming. I send you an invite. So if you didn't get an invite, then you know what I'm. You're not on the cool list. I'm just joking. I'm just joking, Chris. I'm just joking.
Wow.
I'll be sure to send you your invite. Okay.
We're gonna go to A.L. Thompson. Just look out for the register.
Yes, thank you.
People still do that or no?
Of course they do.
Her Victor bringing some of
She's
his
like,
friends
well,
from
I don't know if they
from
do, but
rooftop.
I will.
I will, and I probably could do like an Amazon one. Too. You know, so play it by ear.
Victor gonna bring some of his friends from rooftop.
No, this is an adult place now.
This is exactly what we talk about.
It's very adult. Very adult in there.
I would.
Boy, you should have kept talking about police stuff.
Boy.
Oh, wow.
Anything on the list before we get out of here, Chris? I mean, you've been how we doing? What's up?
That was to you.
I don't know. Life is all right.
Okay, P2.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't know. Government making moves, but we can talk about that another time.
The government making moves.
Yeah.
Are we
That's
happy with the government appointments?
all. Appointments?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean
For
like
the
people?
MPs?
The
No. I don't. Okay. I
You
guess.
can't ask me that.
Sorry, you're on the panel of
Elections.
civil servants.
I just realized that.
you try to bait him up, man.
I serve the government of the day.
You serve the what?
The government of the day.
Oh.
Very supportive.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting.
Get in there, Lewis.
You
So-
support the government.
Of the
Well,
day.
not to you,
You-
then. Not
you
to
happy
me.
with the
You guys
nomination?
can listen to us, Chris.
Victor gonna be like, nah, but all them, bruh. Show up to work tomorrow.
Cut this part off, right? When you talk about appointments, someone who got the ministries and whatnot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think you have some
I didn't see any qualms about them. I'm okay as as a civilian. I'm
as a
fine with that
civilian,
appointment. Yeah, kind of. What on earth, kid?
civil servant.
Civil servant.
Civil servants.
A lot of hope out there.
What you say, like?
Thank you for picking up on it. Because if I said
caught
it,
that shit,
I would have been a hater.
Why you said it like
I
that?
said there's a lot of hope out there.
Just
But
cough,
it came
cough.
with a little bit of
No, I genuinely mean that.
sarcasm.
No, I genuinely mean that. There's a lot of hope out there.
Okay.
I, for one, have hope as well.
When will we see them like doing stuff?
But I will say,
I will wait. If
You let them
I
tell
will say that the expectations are that you have to make it work. You can't have a repeat of what
Right.
happened before. People have a lot of faith that this band will stick together.
Okay.
And I think that they're doing a very good job of showing a united front. And out there together, talking and walking in step. It's good to see.
See, yeah.
So he has hope.
Me too.
I have hope.
Oh, that's good. You gotta give him a little chance, man. Give him a little chance to work. Because you this actress now.
Now you have to temper your expectations,
Why
Right.
you say that?
because you can't expect miracles to happen overnight. A lot of people think when their people get in, all of a sudden now they can wave a wand and fix everything.
But some of them have been promoting that.
Well, you're not supposed to be like neutral.
Look at Jodi. She like,
I'm neutral.
she like, I have nothing to say.
But according to the Instagram, they made this happen. They
Oh, I get what you're saying.
They waving
For the
wands.
optics.
They waving the wands. Yeah. They
Okay.
taking
Like-
You get comfortable now.
You hiring that RCIPS?
Some things.
Yeah, okay. Let me
Yeah,
know.
for some things.
Let me know.
Yeah.
How you go from one government entity to the next?
Hey, that how people do it. That's how they do it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I bet they're giving you tickets though.
I just mean temper expectations, thinking that there's gonna be, things are gonna be fixed in 1 year or whatever like that. Some people kind of have a rough expectation and kind of be too harsh and don't have realistic understandings. Hopefully, we can do our part and enlighten the people into, reasonable expectations.
Because like in our conversations, I like that they are constructive, like in the group chat, like, it not about just like, yeah, we banter and we say
You
dumb
call
shit
that
too.
constructive?
Well, the other day we had a constructive discussion, and and then someone asked like, are we willing to whatever, and people were like, yeah. So I guess we probably just waiting on action. But I like that we could do both. We could talk shit, but then we also look for the solutions as well, because as Caymanians, I feel a lot of time we sit around and just complain, but we're not actually willing to do the work to make the changes and to do what needs to be done.
That's one of our skills, to be honest.
Complaining.
Yeah.
But we got to change that. We the generation that is changing and unlearning that. We come with solutions. We're solution based. Thank you.
And one of your solutions is don't stop in the middle of roundabout.
That is correct. Please, you heard how passionate.
Yeah, no.
That's
how
very
passionate I am.
dangerous.
Seriously.
Very dangerous. Very dangerous.
Do not stop on roundabouts, please. Once you're on the roundabout,
You
just
go.
go.
Yeah.
Since we back on you real quick, you guys are about to do body cams for all officers.
Yeah, we're trying. Yes. There actually there are a few body cams in circulation now that are for testing purposes, really.
So we're gonna be able to like go online, download some footage. Huh?
Not you.
Not harder than the States.
She's like, not you.
Somebody gonna link the. They
So
gonna,
like how
they gonna leak,
TMZ be getting all them body cam footage and thing, bro?
they gonna leak it when come on, Sandra be getting everything. Somebody gonna get some body cam footage.
Hopefully not.
Moving on.
Speaking of certain blogs
Hopefully
and
not.
stuff, I know it's saying no names, but like, how wanna go about combating news getting
She
out
off
to
now,
the
you know?
blogs?
No, we got more questions.
Combating news what?
Propaganda. How do you?
Well, I don't know if it's
spreading
propaganda, but
versus facts?
well, not
I'll
just
say it
that.
for you.
But no, that's not what I'm saying. Just the news leaking out to certain blogs and stuff.
Can't really do anything about it. Once it's out there, it's out there.
But like, can you like combat that?
Internally,
Yeah.
we do our best. We try. We definitely try.
Y'all be spanking them, or y'all be firing them on the low.
We try.
Plead the fifth. Yeah, go on. I got you.
But we do our best. We count on.
She's so good. She
Versus
repeat that same
being-
thing like 3 times. We do our best. We try.
Yeah, we
This
we,
is why she
we
got
depend on
this job,
people.
bro.
We depend on people acting professionally and acting with integrity when we.
But if you
hire them.
don't, then
um,
chop.
We try our best.
yeah.
We try our best. No
But
sweat,
yeah, no.
pressure.
Once it's out there, it's out there. Unfortunately, sometimes some of those news compromise.
I was just gonna say.
Our
Causing
more harm
investigations
than
and stuff
good.
like that. Yeah. And I can see where somebody would think that oh, I'm trying to help.
Right.
You know what I mean? But if it gets to that stage of the investigation where we need that type of help, we would do it. So if it hasn't gotten there yet, it means that we're, it's something that we can't do as yet. Yeah. So a lot of times, it's a little bit of patience. People complain all the time that they get information from us a little late. And it's because we have to balance what we give you to the integrity of the investigation. So, yeah.
Yo, I know. Like, can we? I don't want to get Jodi in trouble, man.
What's up?
Oh, you made me say that question
Nah.
before, and now you don't want.
Another one came to mind.
What's that?
It was a person who wasn't involved with a case. They wanted to get answers, and they were getting kind of like,
Run around.
Block.
Strung around, yeah.
Okay.
but then they end up getting charged.
I knew that where you were going with that. Oh, that start laughing.
I don't think
That's
I know
what
about this.
Don't
But I'm
laugh.
saying
Yes,
that.
you
But
do. I'll
but
tell
I'm,
you
but I'm
offline.
saying like that's why you wasn't getting no information because they were looking at you. Anyway, real quick, civil service rollover policies.
It's funny that you made that assessment because I picked that up too. So like, if normal people could pick that up, why you? Anyway, next.
Yeah.
Oh, this does sound a bit familiar.
Civil servants rollover policy, Chris. You happy? You're
Yeah,
governor?
because I heard that what people were using as a loophole to stay here.
The only concern that I have is specialized areas.
Yeah.
So such as like surgeons, you're not gonna be able to pick brain surgeons off the tree like that.
So make them.
Yeah, but you're not getting them tomorrow though. It's gonna be
That's
20 years,
you
10
know,
years from now.
And there's no guarantee people are gonna be in those fields or whatever, right? So you may have specialty scientists, certain doctors, that are very unique positions that just you don't have a market for it right now or whatever. But other than that, I'm perfectly fine with them doing that. I think hopefully they would streamline it so that the private sector also follows the 2-year rollover.
That part, that particular part, going from 1 year to 2 years. No, I'm trying to understand what he's saying, because we've been hearing this thing recently where they say that the government should follow what the private sector is doing. Like, you can't have one law for one and don't for the other. But I'm like, actually, no, you can. The public service is totally different. So, again, by the time we get through the exemptions, it's about RCIPS. I think there's about 1,400 employees right now who would be subject to this sort of rollover. You can't lose from
a little less
education.
than half of our police officers are.
Yeah, your teachers, your all that. Like, we can't. There's not gonna be. It's misguided. It's not fair for someone to lead you on to think as if we implement this policy tomorrow and it's going to be Caymanian jobs the next day. But I know that's how it's being interpreted in some circles.
No,
is that
it's a long-term plan.
It's a long-term plan.
They're not making this happen overnight.
And by the time we exempt this thing out and say, yo, police officers in the what's it called, the unit, with the guns, firearms. You know what I mean? See, I'm a good guy. I'm not a criminal. I don't know these terms. But yeah, like by the time we exempt them, we exempt teachers, we exempt whatever, it's going to be cut down quite a bit. But I do see the goodness and what they're trying to do and trying to accomplish. I just don't want to be people on the outside to be misled and think that, oh, private sector does it, so government should do it too. Nah, we have a different we have a different mandate.
And there's not enough jobs to fill all. There's not enough people to fill all those.
100%.
But I think the idea ultimately was that you didn't want to stifle the upward mobility of certain Caymanians that wanted to go up, and that's the overall idea, right? Because you didn't want someone to come in as a senior manager and then spend their years there, become a Caymanian, and the Caymanians below them have no opportunity.
I think that is the big ticket right there, because I think that succession planning should be implemented with every contract that we take on.
Yeah.
So whenever we hire a head of department, it should be with the understanding that you have an understudy. That is a Caymanian. You know what I mean?
Well, that comes with enforcement, right? And I think quite a few of the people that have ministerial posts have spoken about increasing the amount of enforcement that happens with these kinds of things. So I guess we'll have to wait and see what their plan is for rolling that out. But I mean, it's been mentioned many times.
But
so that would be for Regulation 6.
That's not the only issue within the civil service. But anyway, you just got some people that just don't like their jobs and shouldn't be there. Like, the civil service to me needs a clean sweep.
And where you gonna get new people from with a clean sweep?
Cause you know what, you don't work with us.
And I can't afford me now. When I was applying, and I didn't spit on me, so no, you can't afford me.
Boy,
do your service for the people, for the country.
Nope, this is my service.
Think about long term. Think about your people.
This is my service.
Think about the children, Keisha.
I don't know what happened 2025, but my goodness,
Keisha changed one.
Yeah, boy.
So that's not what you're supposed to do.
We got on Compass Media, and she changed.
Just like that.
She changed. See the fits change too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's see your stepdaughter. Do your thing. Before we get out of here, anything else real quick? I mean, I need to go check on D-Mon because I'm a little worried about D-Bert.
Hurricane season coming, guys. It's time to prep.
Yeah.
Not this weekend.
Exactly. So he asked if we have anything. That is what I have to say. Stay prepared.
Go buy your goods from now.
Jeez, don't wait on the lines when there's a warning issued.
Come on, you know that's when we thrive. We're procrastinators. That's when we get it in there, Lewis.
And please,
You know the real gems
leave some
though
toilet paper
is
for
I don't know why
somebody.
people I don't know why people waste their time going to the supermarket for.
If what?
Don't waste your time going to the supermarket.
Oh.
Go to
So
the-
when they turn off the water and all that.
no. What I'm saying is, go hit up the little small shops. Those always have the least.
Oh.
Pay more
I was
for
just
it.
gonna say, yeah, like, yeah, no.
Least, yo,
Support
lost me.
support
hold on,
local.
hold on. What's more valuable to you, the time or the extra $20?
What's more valuable?
If the 2 hours, you're gonna wait in line, or you could get in and out in 20
I don't think
minutes.
it's $20 though.
Huh?
I think it's far more than $20.
The mom and pop stores
Nah.
be killing us, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Nah, I don't think that.
like they're convenient. They're literally convenient.
Yeah.
Stores for a reason. They're convenient
yeah.
when you don't have any other
Listen,
choice,
bro.
but it's because you don't have choices.
And you're paying for the said.
going to-
I didn't think about too though. It's a comfort thing. I think when people have anxiety that storms are coming, I think the process of going to the gas station, going to the Foster's,
no.
going to that does help with it too for
That
for
shoots
some
my
people.
anxiety. When we get a hurricane,
'Cause I
the
think
first thing
you
do
feel like
is
you're
retreat.
doing.
Mom, you do it. That's the first thing I do. I retreat because it's like
What are you gonna do
You got
now?
somebody to do it.
retreat to right and train.
So you're gonna abandon your place?
Abandon your
correct.
home.
And go home to my real nest.
I dare know though. So we don't have no space right now for you, man. You gotta go to your own place.
Oh wow, kicked out then.
Keisha just leaving.
Kicked out then.
Yeah, man. We gotta talk about it when we get home.
You gotta hold on your fort, man.
So I've been told. So I've been told.
Yeah. Go hold on your fort, man. With new management.
Will
over
you
here.
come? Will you come? Well,
I can't-
management, you gotta come back and
I come close the shutters and
do
stuff
your
like that.
stepdad to do that.
So yeah, June 1 is approaching hurricane season. And to Chris's point earlier on the notes, I know you mentioned that they're predicting a higher or than normal type season.
Yeah, it's hot. It is so
It's
hot.
super hot. So they come in, man. They come in
Today it was recorded. My dashboard recorded 104 degrees.
something like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something
For the
That was
40 and 41. That's
in
what
your
we
parking
getting.
lot, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That was in your
104,
parking lot.
105.
Yeah, it's always gonna be hotter in the parking lot.
Damn. June 1 hurricane season. Like I said, I want to get here check on D-Bert because the Knicks have been losing.
Oh shit!
Can't believe they knocked my
I
people
forgot
out,
about
boy.
that.
Yeah, people need to go.
Shut your face.
I see you put Sinners on the board. You watch Sinners?
I haven't yet.
Who was that? You?
Maybe I don't remember.
You watched it?
In me.
I did.
What you thought about it?
I thought it was excellent.
Yeah, it
Me
was fire.
too.
It was fire.
I've heard, yeah.
RCIPS, you got a little time to go to movies? Bounce it. All right, cool. You supposed to be out there doing traffic. What hell you in
Fair
VIP
enough.
for watching Sinners?
Fair
for?
enough.
Nah, Sinners was dope. I thought a lot of the box story too. I
No
caught it fine.
spoilers because I have not watched it.
All right, I'll give you one more week.
Okay.
She's still not gonna watch it in the week though. But
I
watch it.
will. I watched White Lotus, didn't I? I watched all 3 seasons.
So above normal hurricane season. June is Pride Month. We may be working with some of those guys to come in and talk about some things they have planned. Anything else, real quick? I want to talk about the Diddy trial, but that's another.
Ooh.
We already
Okay.
too late, man.
Okay, okay.
I think he might get off on some other things.
He already got off.
What do you mean?
I see that, Todd. I see that, Todd. Save Diddy, man. Kid Cudi said Diddy was like a Marvel villain.
He was moving like a villain, boy. He was moving nasty out in these streets.
They say Diddy. What he said? He testified that Diddy. Well, when he found out about him and Cassie, he went to his house, got in somehow. I guess coerced.
And called the man.
Called him, opened his Christmas gifts that he had under the tree, and was sitting looking out the window as he approached on some. That's gangster, fam.
Psychotic.
But you don't know who his dad is or what?
Who
that?
that is?
As in Diddy's father.
It was a gangster that.
Yeah, he used to be rolling with Frank Lucas, from
yeah.
American Gangster.
Yeah.
That's who his dad is, Mr. Combs. Oh.
I like how Keisha talk like Keisha was there, like she know.
And then
So he learned 1 or 2 things from the prison time that man had.
no, he watched his father. He watched his father and
I bet he was.
I bet you was. Sorry, we immature. Let's go ahead and final comments before we go. RCIPS, Jody, thank you for coming by. We
Thank
appreciate
you for having me. Yeah.
Thank you for giving us some insight and some knowledge and dispelling some of the stereotypes.
Yeah.
I wish you guys all the best. I have a lot of respect for armed services, civil servants in general, but wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you.
And give me a little heads up on the speed traps.
Absolutely not.
Not.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
I'm
not an
going
enabler.
to text you the license plate number.
First of all, I don't know when they're happening, so I don't know how I'm going to give you a heads up. I'll be out here looking
Yo,
just
y'all-
as much as you.
Y'all hated those WhatsApp groups, huh?
Huh?
Y'all hated those WhatsApp groups.
If we hated them?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Y'all be hating.
Enablers.
They used to-
I just realized they know about.
Yes,
They
of
know
course we
about
do.
that.
We know about
They
the
be-
WhatsApp
they be
groups.
in
We
the
know about
chats.
we know about the ones that are flashing. You know, we know about it. Yeah.
Come on, let's have something. Let us have something. Let the person fly.
He
person-
just looking for an excuse to speed.
I'm not. I'm saying let's have
every
something.
excuse he can find, he want. You see what I'm saying?
No, but Anna would know the flashing thing because Anna civilians too, so people do it. Like y'all would
Yeah.
know that too.
Yeah,
That
we
code,
see
that
it,
street
we see it.
code.
Yeah.
Y'all be on the IG too, don't you?
Doing what?
Y'all be on the IG, don't you?
What's on IG?
The dudes be flashing the guns and the drugs on IG, like don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's part of the
Well,
job.
yeah,
part of the
we do
investigation.
have
You have
a
a-
digital forensics unit, and we have yeah.
Is that like a job I can get? I can just scroll IG for y'all all day. That sound kind of
That's
hard.
not digital forensic.
That sound kind of hard still. And be like, yo, user 457 is. He just posted he had corners with. Sorry, Chris.
No, but to their point, you could really arrest somebody like just from video footage, like if you see them with the firearm.
Yeah.
Keisha, yeah.
That's,
No,
it's
I
happened.
don't know. I'm asking.
It's happened. Yeah.
Keisha just found out that Aki was poisonous like 2 episodes
Yeah,
ago. So
exactly.
I'll give her a little.
It is.
Give her a little.
I'm actually allergic. Yeah.
Give her a little
Oh.
play. Give her a little play.
Yeah.
Damn.
Keisha.
They don't like to give me my flowers, and
I
I'm
always
like,
give you
I
the flowers,
young
right?
naive girls stay inside, and I don't know things. Okay, not because I had a baby at 16. He thinks that I'm well. No, I'm very. That's why I had a baby at 16. Very.
Okay, you didn't
naive.
know?
That's correct.
Oh. Come here, I want to show you
Very
something.
naive and I didn't know. So there we go.
Since you're on you, any final comments from you out of here with your pink nails?
I'm going on vacation. HR.
Did you get that approved?
I getting it approved in front of the viewers now.
It's like
What kind of potty shop this is?
Wait, when you leaving?
it's like asking
This week?
asking for permission in front
For how
of
long?
both parents
Yeah.
because dad already said yes and mom said no and you're like, yeah.
Put them against each
Oh,
other.
my daddy said yes.
Because I leaving too.
What's your HR dates, Chris?
We
Keisha?
will not say it on air. My personal business.
You brought it up on air?
Yeah, I said I'm going to be off, but I'm not going to give you the dates. Come check me
Oh, you
offline.
about to fire all both of you. You going on too?
We going together?
Oh, okay, cool. Any final
Plot
comments?
twist.
Any final?
Look at Chris. No plot twist.
So if you're interested in being on the Link Up podcast, we have 2 seats that just became available. Every week we record. Chris, any final comments? Besides traveling?
Baby oil is not a hurricane supply.
It actually is, you know. I could light it on fire.
How you know that?
It's a flammable. Do you know how to read labels?
I just want to know your experience with baby oil.
Oh, my son? I have a child. Right. Next.
You just told me you were naive 2 minutes ago.
Well, I had to learn. I'm not naive anymore. Was being the operative word.
Let me get the RCIPS girl back out of here so she can go do her job.
They never gonna let you come back.
Yeah, never.
Oh
Thank
my
you. I hope it was good for us though. Thank you. You've been listening to the Link Up podcast. You know where to find us on IG at Pod Link Up. You can find us on TV, Compass, all of the channels, 7 p.m.s on Wednesdays, 7 p.m.s on Wednesdays. So if you've been listening to us in the car, you're at work, you're in traffic, you're cussing a person next to you, speeding, not speeding, doing chores, doing things you're not supposed to be doing at work, but listening to us and watching us on YouTube, we appreciate you. Please keep spreading this thing around. Hopefully we'll be back same time, same place next week, except Keisha and Chris because they're going on vacation. You've been listening to the Link Up podcast.